A Blanc by any other name would smell just as sweet, right? That's the saying, right?
Nope.
Let's get a little crazy and compare Sauvignon Blanc to a couple of other lesser-known Blancs. Welcome to The Wine Fool. As always, I'm Scott. I rate wines based on the drinker, not on some random 100-point scale. It's summer, and despite being in the midst of torrential downpours for the last couple days because of a hurricane, we're still drinking our whites. Today we're diving into a refreshing trio of white wines that are sure to please the palate during these hot summer months. First up, we have the 2021 Cult Blanc from Lodi, California. This is a Sauvignon Blanc, which we know for its crisp acidity and vibrant citrus flavors. Definitely one of my favorites for summer sipping. This one is 13.1% alcohol by volume and was around $10, which, if it's any good, is an excellent price for Sauvignon Blanc. So what can we expect from this? On the nose, we're gonna get lime, grapefruit, maybe a bit of herbaceousness. Good color, we've got like that golden yellow. On the nose, getting some grapefruit, some of that herbaceousness, which is common with the Sauvignon Blanc. Cheers, let's give it a try. Nice, crisp, refreshing, good mouthfeel, good acidity, makes me wanna drink more. That's the trick. That acidity is going to want me to come back, keep coming back for more sips. Good finish. Nothing earth-shattering here. Sauvignon Blanc at this price point, this is delicious. Really great price point, really great value. This is going to, again, $10. You're talking $120 for a case. Great summer sipper. Great something to keep around. You're not looking to impress anybody. You're just trying to have a glass of wine and enjoy yourself. This is an excellent bottle for you. Sauvignon Blanc in general, I feel like that's definitely my go-to. I just need a bottle. I'm not looking for anything really crazy. I don't want to think too hard about it. I just want a bottle to enjoy. Definitely worth it. Wine Fool level 1. This is I would even put this at a Wine Fool level 0. You could introduce somebody to this. The acidity is a little bit on the high side, but in general, most people are going to enjoy this. This is a great introductory wine. This would pair well with fresh salad, seafood, mild spice in general, like something lightly spicy would go really nicely with this. Next up, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but we have a 2021 Les Princes Abbes Pinot Blanc from the Alsace region of France. Pinot Blanc is often a bit softer and rounder than Sauvignon Blanc, so we're not looking for that crisp acidity that we normally get. Flavors can range from apple and pear to honey and nuts. This one is 13% alcohol by volume, and you can pick up a bottle for around $15. A little bit lighter in color. Not quite as golden as our Sauvignon Blanc. A little bit toned down compared to the nose of the Sauvignon Blanc. Pear, green apple. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Okay. So for me, it's missing some of that acidity. Good crispness though. It's got a little bit of a different mouthfeel than the Sauvignon Blanc. This is interesting. Because it doesn't have that high level of acidity, it's kind of missing that element that I really enjoy in a Sauvignon Blanc. It still has quite a bit going on, so it's still enjoyable. I'm still enjoying this. Wine Fool level 1, I'm not sure this is entry level. It's a little bit, you've got to have a little bit maybe more behind you before you go out and try this. Again, it's in the same ballpark. Is somebody going to go and grab this off the shelf if they don't quite know? No, not necessarily. Maybe this will make you more adventurous. I don't think it's a far jump from a Sauvignon Blanc to this. It's just different. I've had Pinot Blanc in the past. I don't remember having it. I'm fairly certain I have had it. It doesn't stand out to me as something I like, ooh, I have to go back and get a Pinot Blanc. This is enjoyable. Wine Fool level 1, I think you just maybe have to have a little bit more experience to fully enjoy it. That being said, I wouldn't stop anybody from trying a glass if this was their first one. Lastly for this week, we have the 2023 Beaujolais Blanc Chardonnay from Henri Bonnerue, from the Beaujolais region of France. To be honest, I'd never heard of a Beaujolais Blanc, and only realized after I'd picked it up that it was a Chardonnay. Now, having tried Chardonnays in the past and not been particularly fond of, especially American Chardonnays. Oh God. Oh God. Oh. I have come to appreciate non-American Chardonnays and unoaked Chardonnays. Typically, French Chardonnays are a very different animal from the Chardonnays that you find out in California, which tend to be very heavy on the oak side of things. So, fingers crossed that we have a low oak Chardonnay. So like I said, Beaujolais Blanc is made from Chardonnay, tends to be lighter and more delicate than other Chardonnays, often with bright acidity and floral notes. This one is also 13% alcohol by volume and was around $20 for the bottle. So I am getting some of that vanilla, which is typical of the oak. It's like a sweet, almost caramel smell at the edge of it. Makes me a little nervous, but I'm gonna, fingers crossed here. It's not that really overwhelming oak I've experienced on other bottles. That's actually, it's quite a pleasant smell, especially if you like that vanilla caramel type smell. This, and to me, it's a very strong scent to be coming from a wine, is the caramel scent. Cheers. More fuller bodied, quite pleasant actually. Definitely different. We have two that are very similar: Sauvignon Blanc, the Pinot Blanc. This one is a Blanc unto itself. So a little bit more fuller bodied. You're not getting that crisp acidity that kind of, makes, something like a Sauv Blanc or even this Pinot Blanc kind of, it dissipates quickly. This one stays on the tongue a little bit longer, kind of hangs out, gives you a little bit different feel, feels a little bit heavier. Really quite pleasant, really subtle notes. The oak is really mild, just providing that like creaminess that you don't get with a Sauvignon Blanc. It's more Chardonnay, but again, not that, what I think of as that heavy oaky, American California Chardonnay. This is nice, it's light, it's pleasant. This would go well, roasted veggies, a roast bird of some kind. Poultry. So yeah, really nice. At this price point too, like really pleasant. I would put this at a wine full level 0 because of the smoothness. There's not like, when we talk about the characteristics, there's not a characteristic that's really preventing somebody from drinking this. It's not, the notes are mild on the nose. In general, the flavor notes are mild. It's really quite pleasant. Is it one note? I don't believe so. I think it's actually got quite a bit of, there's some diversity in the flavor here. Just really quite pleasant. When I hear Beaujolais, it's almost like a 4-letter word in certain circles. So this is quite pleasant. Obviously not your typical Beaujolais Nouveau. That's totally different. But grapes that are grown in the same region of France. So yeah, really quite interesting. And this is a first for me. I've never had this particular varietal before. Haven't had this particular varietal from this region before, so I've never had a Beaujolais Blanc. So how do these other Blancs compare to the Blanc of all Blancs? At least for me, Sauvignon Blanc. That's what I think of when I hear Blanc. I think Sauvignon Blanc. I think the Pinot Blanc was kind of right there with it, you know, a close relative. Whereas I feel like this, you know, the Beaujolais Blanc is just a very different animal. Yes, still a white wine, completely different grape. You know, we've gone from, you know, Sauvignon Blanc grapes to Chardonnay, which to me, very different flavor profile almost always. But really quite pleasant. You know, I would almost say that I'm more pleased with the Beaujolais Blanc than the Pinot Blanc. I'm enjoying it that much more. The Pinot Blanc, I feel like the Sauvignon Blanc's a better version of that. And again, that's my taste. That's my palate, my taste buds. So yeah, really interesting. So have you tried anything new this summer? Will this help you to go out and maybe try something different? Let me know in the comments below. Always happy to have a chat and hear what you're drinking and hear what maybe what you would like to see on the channel next. Until next time, stay foolish and cheers to drinking better wine.